keep a distance.
Right.
Yeah, so we're trying different angles here. All right, so stacking your vertebrae, just kind of taking a second to just let the day go, just finding grounding, centering. And then inhale, big belly breath. And then exhale, sink down and close the V. And then inhale deeply. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Take your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly. Connecting energies. Imagining your breath coming out through the center of your chest to your heart. Just imagining your most awesome year this last year. Is it spending time with the people you love? Is it traveling? Is it the team? Like, what was your most amazing experience or aha moment this year? Who were you with? What were you doing? Just try to picture their faces right now, recreating that moment right now in your mind and in your body. Setting an intention for your practice today. Maybe it's to pay more attention to your body. Maybe to your breath, maybe to your movements. Trying to focus on your rib cage, moving out and in, and out, and in. Imagining the roots coming out through your spine, going all the way down into the concrete, down into the dirt. Just rooting yourself for a quick second. And then slowly open your eyes and come to your downward facing dog. So just take a few breaths here to kind of connect the mind, the body, the breath, the nervous system. Just kind of take notice of how your body feels today. Don't try to change it, just notice it. Just knowing that we're in a different place every day. start to pull your shoulder blades down and back, reaching your crown of your head towards your fingertips. Take a deep bend in your knees here for a second. Just imagine your sits bones coming all the way up to the ceiling. Just a little bend, just kind of allowing our body just to get a little bit deeper of a stretch. Keep trying to press that sits bones up towards the ceiling. And now really hover your knees over the mat as you're pressing back into your down dog arms. And straighten your legs, come to your forearms for just a second. Trying to pull your chest through your arms. Straighten your legs. Real quick, because I know your whole body's probably burning, but reach that right arm across if you can and twist. And switch. Trying to make every pose intentional. And coming back. And then just come to all fours for a second. I almost want to switch you spaces so you'll have a better view. You okay? And so tuck your toes. And so when we're doing like our cat-cows, you really want to pull the chest through and allow your shoulder blades to keep kind of pulling back, so it's almost like we're trying to open up in the chest. Arching the spine and tucking the toes, and inhale, look up. And then as you exhale, tuck your toes, tuck your chin, tuck your pelvis, breathe. And inhale, tuck your toes. One last time, inhale. And exhale. Right arm reaches forward, left heel kicks back. You should be on your mat anyway, it doesn't matter. And then take that arm and leg out to the side for awkward airplane and hold. And then coming back to center, reach back and grab the top of your foot and then kick. So we're kicking and pulling forward, just finding that push-pull. Slowly release, switching sides. Trying to stamp your foot on the back of that wall. And you're trying to reach towards the pool as hard as you can. Breathe. Taking your arm and leg out to the side. Awkward airplane. It does feel awkward. And then taking that leg back, reaching back, grabbing the top of your foot and kick. And slowly release. Right hand comes up, and then threading it through, taking all your weight kind of on that arm, and then acting like you're pulling it back out. Opening up in the back of the scapula, and then pressing to twist. So just kind of checking in for a second where you're kind of feeling it. Each inhale and exhale, press and twist a little bit more. And switch. Left arm reaches up. And then threading it through, laying on that arm, trying to pull that shoulder blade out. Gaze over your right shoulder, breathe. coming back to all fours. Tuck your toes, coming back to your downward facing dog. Take your right leg up behind you. Sorry. Let me move forward. I'm gonna move forward. Oh, check you out! Now that is challenge. I'm gonna be a little bit more forward too, because I don't want to be more forward. I'm just worried about falling off the side. I just don't want you to keep kicking the wall. So I want you to be on your mat. And sorry, your mat smells like vinegar. I'm trying to clean it.
I was wondering what that smelled
like.
Yeah. I was like,
what the? I didn't realize how bad it smelled like until I got out of it.
Vinegar or something.
Because it's like vinegar and like it's like a mixture of like, because we try not to use chemicals, you know, because we're sweating and stuff. So we're laying on it. So I try not to use as much chemicals as possible. Try to clean it and disinfect it as much as possible too. So you know, it's a hard battle. So right leg comes up. So keep your hips square to your mat though. Don't let that hip pop up. Good. And then walk your hands back just a few inches, taking that leg up higher. Breathe. And then heel to butt, stack your hips, taking your gaze underneath your right armpit. Breathe. Bend both knees, stepping back behind you, coming up and over, three-legged tabletop. Keep pressing those hips up. And then coming back around onto your right side for right side plank. Taking that top leg up, stepping it in front, and then pressing up, gaze up towards your left fingertips. See if you could possibly lift that bottom leg up. If you can reach back and grab it. Not too much. And then coming back to your three-legged down dog. Good job. Right knee on the outside of your right elbow. Hold. And back. Right knee to left elbow. Twist. Back. Right knee to nose. And then step that right foot between your hands. Left hand on the inside of your right foot and twist. Each inhale and exhale, pull that shoulder blade back more. Go ahead and bind that top arm. And try to pull that shoulder blade back more. And then right hand comes on the inside of your right foot and twist. Gaze up towards your left fingertips. Find that top arm, grabbing the top of your thigh, pulling that shoulder blade back. And coming back down, take your shoulder behind your knee, pressing your hips forward. Really opening up because we're not opening up enough. Pressing forward. Maybe your right hand comes on your ankle. Maybe both. And hands back down. Go ahead and drop that back knee. See if you can straighten out that front leg. Good. And then lowering back down to come onto the side. Go ahead and lower down. So try to take yourself somewhere else for a minute. You might need a block to kind of relax on. slowly coming up. Coming up onto the tops of your foot just for a second, not too much, not too extreme. At least I'm not making you do a warrior like. And then lower it back down, hand on the back of the thigh, pressing up and back. Did you miss the heat in here? Coming back around, right hand reaches up and grabs the top of the foot. You can always use a towel. So try to,
Oh.
like, lasso.
There we go.
There, little girl. There's your blouse.
Oh, leave it like that. Oh.
I got you. I don't want to grab it for you because I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
no, I hate that sensation too. And then slowly come all the way up to your crescent lunge. So try to walk that heel back or that toes back where your heel comes up even higher. And straight back leg. Shoulder blades down and back, hips are forward, pelvis coming up and forward. And then hover your back knee and straighten, hover and straighten, hover, warrior 3. Right hand goes down towards the mat. Take your time, stacking your hips. Really flexing and pressing into that heel, making your body longer and stronger. Good. See if you can bend that knee and grab the ankle and kick.
Ouch.
Ah! So always try to get it first. So don't try to go too fast, that's when we fall. So when you bend get here, and now kick first.
Okay.
So get the space. You know, like,
Okay.
you gotta make sure you get the space first. You're asking for a lot, so get the space, and then your body's like, okay, yeah, we're there. Then stand up.
All right.
How you doing without a block? You doing with a block?
Yeah, most definitely.
Don't forget that back leg. So important. Stand up more if you can. Keep kicking as you stand. Good job, Noelle, to the yes. Really good. Really good. Yeah, I know. Hello, hip. All right, and so just exhale, forward fold. Just kind of sway side to side a little bit. And then inhale, rise all the way up, palms pressed together. See if you can take your arms even straighter. There you go. Keep like you're trying to touch your fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Now pull your shoulder blades down. Give me a little bit of a back bend. Trying to focus more on the middle of your back. Breathe. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. More forward. Now try to see if you can reach towards the ground a little bit more here. It's almost like you're trying to pull the ground back. And then exhale all the way down to your half push-up. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just like with trapeze, we got two sides. Left leg goes up, keeping those hips square to the mat. That probably felt like so long ago. Walking your hands back just a little further, legs coming up higher. Bend your knees and stack your hips, looking under your left armpit. Bend both knees, stepping back behind you, reaching up and over for three-legged tabletop. Coming back up and around onto your left side for left side plank. So try to get your feet stacked on top of each other. Good. Top leg lifts up and then steps in front of you, press up. See if you could reach back and grab that foot. Coming back into your down dog, three-legged down dog. Left knee on the outside of your left elbow, hold. Back. Left knee to right arm, elbow twist. Keep lifting it, twist. Back. Knee to nose. Step that foot between your hands. Twist left hand on the inside of your right foot. Gaze up towards your left fingertips. Bind that top arm, really twisting. And then left hand comes on the inside of your left foot and twist.
Oh, I did the opposite.
That's all right. It's all good. We usually start with the opposite, but it doesn't matter either way. As long as we get it. I'm trying to grab the binding twist. And coming back down, taking that arm, the shoulder behind your knee, and pressing forward. Left hand maybe grabs, maybe both. Go ahead and drop that back knee, try to straighten that front leg out. It's the connecting 100,000 miles of blood vessels. And then slowly coming up onto the top of your foot. Lowering back, taking that hand down, reaching up and over. pressing the hips forward. And then coming up and around.
That should hurt your knee, right?
No, I mean it used to.
Oh shit, bro. That shit hurts.
I mean, I guess it used to at one point.
Oh, fuck, that shit hurts. A lot.
Really?
Yes. A lot. But I also have knee pain, so yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, fuck that.
We're trying to strengthen the knees, that's why. And then coming up into your crescent lunge, kind of walk that foot back, 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 back. So that leg can be straight, 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 heels up high, high, high. And then hovering that back knee and straighten, hover, and straighten, hover, popping up into your warrior three. And so really press that heel towards the wall, reaching forward. Left hand goes down to the mat. Take your time to get the pose. It's more about the growth in the pose than the pose itself. Even though the pose is awesome when we nail it. Nailed it. Once you're fine with that, reach back and grab that ankle. Kicking back, getting your back bent first. Slowly coming up. Okay, you're thirsty. Good job, good job. And then just go ahead and take your legs wide, 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 and just press back to a down dog for just a second. I'm feeling nice today. I'm kidding. How you doing? You okay?
Huh?
You okay?
Why?
I don't know. Got your spunky self today.
I'm a little tired, but I'm just pushing through it. I'm alright.
Yeah, no, you're doing good. Doing good. And just go ahead and tuck your toes, coming back to your downward facing dog. Yeah, I kept a couple of them over there for you. I think this is probably the hottest it's been in the studio in a while too. So see if you can really grip your mat, trying to get those bridges and domes, and I'm always lining it out in here. And then try to come up onto your fingertips. Come forward into your plank. If that's, is that a lot?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I won't bend myself on you. Good. Breathe. Exhale, downward facing dog. Fingertips. Plank. Downward facing dog. Hop, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold.
And take your feet about hip width distance. Take your big peace fingers, grab your big toes. I didn't mean grab your big peace fingers. Inhale, look up, pull up. Take a deep bend in your knees here. Good. Chest onto your legs. And then as you exhale, leaning forward, relaxing at the head and neck. Good. Shoulder blades are pulled down and back. And then you're leaning your body weight forward into the front ball mounds of your feet. Almost feels like you're gonna fall forward. Keep trying to lean a little bit more forward. Very slowly releasing your toes, taking your hands up to your waist, and then slowly coming up. Step your left foot back behind you, both hips forward. Really pull back those shoulder blades real quick. This, and then either grab opposite elbows, opposite hands, or reverse prayer. Good. So yes. So if you've got that, and you've got the elbows on. So really externally rotate that front leg, internally rotate the back one, splitting your mat apart.
Say it one more time.
So externally rotating the front leg, so your foot's pressing down, but it's externally rotating, so we're firing up those deep sticks in the glutes and stuff. And then we're internally rotating our back leg.
Oh, okay.
And then we're still trying to rip our mat in two separate directions.
So it's like you're going like that way.
But your hips are still squared forward. And then hinging at the hips, leaning with the heart, keeping those shoulder blades pulled back. So if you try to keep a hold of those elbows if you can. Your gaze is a few inches in front of your toes.
There's a lot of different muscle works. Let's see. Right. So tongues,
Yeah, so external, back, front leg.
some more.
So feet are still forward.
Feet is
Now it's like
forward.
you're just engaging those muscles.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the back foot internally rotates,
Got it.
engaging those muscles. Yeah. And then you're ripping your mat, and like you're like skiing. And then you just want to make sure that you keep your hips squared too. So those legs really have to be engaged. Go ahead and take a bigger step back at this leg. Good. Back, keep those legs straight. And so press back in this leg a little bit more. Because we're trying to keep those hips straight. And then slowly release your bind, taking your hand onto your foot or shin or a block. And then twist. So now is where you really have to engage those legs to not lose your balance. So keeping hips forward. Each inhale and exhale, twist more. Taking your gaze over your shoulder. Now you feel all those muscles, don't you? Step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Deep bend into the knees. Taking your hands all the way underneath your feet as far as you can. Take a deep bend and see if you can get them even further. And then inhale, look up, pull up. And then as you exhale, just leaning forward again, straightening the legs. Just try to get the legs straight this time, and chest is far away, but you're still leaning that body weight forward. Between smashing your face and not. And slowly, slowly release your hands. Go ahead and just take your hands on the mat in front of you, just onto the back of your hands. If you can, just kind of rock back and forth. Just kind of giving our hands a little bit of a counterbalance. And slowly take your hands up to your waist and then slowly, slowly come. And set that right foot back behind you. And so you really want to make sure your hips stay square and they don't like go one way or the other. So it's like they stay in the middle. Those legs have to stay strong in order to keep them there. Externally rotating front leg, internally rotating back leg, and then running whatever you had on the other side. Really pull back in those shoulder blades, leading with the heart. So you're just still kind of keeping that chest in the middle, just kind of leaning forward. Slowly releasing your bind, keeping your hand on the outside of your block. Twist. So really trying to twist, pulling that shoulder blade back, taking your gaze over your shoulder. Try not to take too much weight into your block. Depending on your legs, breathe, balance. Step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Good job, good job. So bend your knees deeply, touch the floor, reach up. And then sink down and back. Try to get that little micro tuck, taking it away from our low back. Hands to our center. Left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Twist. Don't let your knees splay apart. That's okay. No. So hips are twisting this way. Good. Sink lower and twist more. See if you can open up your hands. So keeping it on the outside of the knee. Trying to twist more in the thoracic, the middle spine, than the low spine. Chair. Keep your block. And switch. Right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Trying to open up. Open your arms. And perfect. Good job. Woo! So give me 10 frog hops or jump kick, donkey kicks real quick, and then I'm gonna have you take it easy for a second. I can tell you're always like, is that all you got? Is that all you got?
I'm good.
Okay, good. I just feel like your energy is not necessarily your physical, but something.
Oh no, trust me, I'm
You're
fine.
good? Okay. Okay, good.
No, I'm on my shit.
Okay, good, you're good, yeah.
It's been a rough couple of days, just like this recovery was.
Oh, that's good, that's good. And so just given the either the frog hops or the donkey kicks. Just trying to get those hips up over your shoulders, so it's almost like you're trying to pull your chest through your arms. How's your mat? Is it slippery? Okay. Woo! That was really good. Do what?
Before I tie myself up, I should just try to fucking hold on. Because usually after I know there's a reason why you have me do the donkey kicks before I try a handstand. But I feel like I get more tired doing the donkey kicks than trying to do the handstand afterwards.
Okay. So do you so you want to try to do a handstand first?
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to trying to get all like fatigued and stuff.
Okay.
And trying to get, so what's the reason behind it again? You explain it one day.
It's well, one, it's core, because it's it finds our foundation, but when we move on to Ashtanga 2, we step a little bit more graceful than that, and so we go into a handstand to step into our half push-up. So you know how we jump and we,
yeah.
so instead we donkey kick, half lift, but a little bit more graceful. So we gotta have that core power to stop our legs from. And then so try to focus when you're doing your donkey kick. Try to focus on almost like this. So it's like, and you're trying to get your hips. So it's like, whoa. Trying to get them up. So it's almost like you're pulling and then trying to stack them.
I'm trying to show the two thing real quick. He's saying up, you pull through, so you go up and look at shoulder, right? So you go up. Oh, that's not it.
So much harder than it looks.
So I'll just do the shoulder one. Here we go.
Shoulder one is hard as hell. It's like once you get past the Ashtanga 1, they start getting a little easier, believe it or not. Not really, but it's like you've gotten so strong in Ashtanga 1 that Ashtanga 2 stuff is a lot more doable and manageable. You want to try to do the handstand first, though?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
Try to knock me over. You know you want to.
No.
Good.
Oh, fuck. Ah, okay, just push me. Yeah. Oh shit, I was overshot.
Do what?
I overshot.
Yeah. Hey, we do that. Falling is just as important as not.
That would hurt. Going that way.
You'd be surprised at how much you would catch yourself. Our body's such an innate tool that we've learned how intelligent the body, or we've forgotten how intelligent the body is.
That's 6.
Oh, I thought we were doing handstands.
Yeah, I thought we were too.
Try to land softer. There you go. So go ahead and just come back to your really, really wide leg down chop pose for a second. Just catch your breath again, mouth closed. Trying to get back to controlling the breath. Again.
What?
Again.
Are you serious?
Yes. So that breath control that you're having to do in that's where I want you to try to remain. So I want that mouth closed, even though it's like.
Damn, my mouth is closed. Fuck, okay, it's good.
Or unless you rather do like the standing split first.
Yes, those are easy. Oh no, it's not easier, but it's easier. It's easier to get into the
To the handstand.
handstand like that. Yeah. I found a new spot, huh?
gonna get in the pool?
I'm gonna bring my stuff.
You just fall.
I'm scared of bugs.
Do you see a bug?
Yeah.
No, that's maybe split this way. That's easy. That's a lot easier. Fuck, okay, fine. Which one is it? Split?
So let's do standing split first. If the standing split's easier, I can't let you out that easy. So
No,
so
standing
let's
split
get
is not easy.
Oh, I know, no, but I'm just saying. So let's go ahead and just get into the standing split first. So see if you can. So keep trying to walk your hands towards your ankle. As you keep lifting that back leg up. Try to grab. Yep. Keep trying to pull your chest and head down towards your ankle. Keep your other hand as a kickstand if you need to. Get that ankle working. I love it. Strengthening. Lift that back leg higher. Stands. And then jump. 5 on that side, so straight leg in the back.
Oh, jump?
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Oh, that's a lot easier. What the hell?
Why can't it be easy? Of course, it's easier to stop 1 foot than 2.
That's fine.
Good. Now let's switch sides. So now other leg comes up. Trying to pull your chest down towards your leg. Each inhale and exhale, trying to lift that leg up higher. What was that? Your face from upside down that direction. Like you look like the cat on like Alice in Wonderland. What's that cat's name?
I know what you're talking about.
You just look very guilty or something, like very just like mischievous. Pull that head and chest down. Hey, that's what I like to see with the feet and the ankles. That's what I like to see. Awesome. Do 5 hops, and again, make sure that back leg, when it lands, it's light. Child pose. See why I always miss you though? Because like I cannot do this to anybody else. They wouldn't be able to handle it. Sorry. Love you. You're like, oh, love me less. Go ahead and come back into your wide-legged down dog. Your wide-armed down dog, sorry. And look between your hands. Take your heels together.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
So try to jump through though. So make sure you take those heels together and really get those knees out. Look between your hands. Try to jump through. So really engage the core though, so you don't slam on the ass. Bro, what? You're gonna try to take a side step in there because that would be so much easier.
Yeah. No, something about that. I don't even physically know how to do that. Like,
No.
bro, what? No.
Come on!
I don't have the hamstring strength for that.
Well, that's why we need to do it. Vote. One swoop, one swoop, one swoop, one swoop, one swoop.
That's cute.
That's cute. I know I'm a little bit more compact than you, but. So, core. All the way up.
I don't have a lot of that either.
Oh, you're getting there. See, get your ass on the ground. Those toe pose. And so come onto your broken toe pose for a second. You'll get it next time. Huh?
It's a square business. Square business.
Square business. And so, try to take your butt back.
Fuck that, I got this one.
That's what I like to hear. There's my Myles.
I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't hurt that
No, I
bad.
know. Yeah, you're doing like you're making way less faces than you.
It doesn't hurt that bad, no. She said, and then back. So onto the feet, then back.
And then back, and you try to get your butt back as low to the ground as you can. Yes, good. Keep those. Now try to get your heels flat and butt back.
Yeah, that's the challenging part. I'm going back.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so you're gonna try to, it's here, and then you're gonna try to not slam the knees.
I can't even like do that, like just doing this. My knees have to bow out.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Try to get your heels flat. And try not to bow your knees out too much, and try to keep your toes forward. And up! Good. Sink. So keep trying to sink back so it's got a lot of core, a lot of ankle strength, a lot of everything going on. And then try to come forward, not letting the knees crash to the ground either. Good. Good. You didn't make a noise. That's good. That's what you see. So you feel that gravity, that whole inner core that you have to use to stop the knees from crashing. And that's the same thing that we'll be doing, that does this one, because that's all your core. That's why the donkey kicks are better than the
Oh, fuck. Ah. It's impossible. Fuck.
Okay, so go ahead and just lower your body down. Actually, you know what? Wait. Go ahead and get into your yogi squat real quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now use those elbows to press those knees out. So open up your arms like. And then now try to pull your pelvis through. And then it's like you're trying to stack your shoulders over your pelvis. There we go. Breathe. Right hand comes in front of your shin and twist. Control. Each inhale and exhale, press and twist more. Keep pulling that shoulder back. See if you can reach back and grab the top of your right thigh.
Oh, crap.
Good. Keep pulling that shoulder back.
Feel like right here.
Feel it all the way to toes, all the way to the top of your head.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, Yeah, I think it's just sore from the run.
Yeah, and yeah, you're probably depleting a lot of magnesium and minerals by running and sweating and doing all that stuff too. How's your mineral intake
I take all the vitamins. Chef V has me take all his vitamins every morning, so I'm sure there's some in there somewhere. It's like 20 different pills, so there's gotta be in there somewhere.
Hopefully they've got you on magnesium. If they don't, then
She usually does. That's the shit I usually take before I go to sleep.
good. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's gross. My bad.
No, are you kidding me? Don't even worry about that.
Alright, other side. Woo!
Do your squat too.
That was a hell of a squat. Fuck. Okay.
I do have one that I would recommend. I'll send you the link. It's like 60,000 milligrams of IU. I recommended it to my doctor. He actually carries it in his office now. And so right hand.
Left.
Oh, left. Well, I was hoping you're going to try to grab your right side, but okay. I guess
I did grab it.
You grabbed it.
I don't know about this side. God. Get this a little bit tougher.
Do what?
This side's tougher. Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so come back to your yogi squat with me real quick. Sorry. Okay, so see how you are right there?
Yeah, I'm gonna just
Sit down.
straighten
Hands
up. Oh! Alright.
Because you were back on your heels. So get back into your yogi squat. Yeah. You know, you're picking up what I'm laying down.
Is that it?
So
Or just straight forward? Okay, I can do that.
and
Oh my gosh.
doing a few hip openers today. Sorry about that. It's like your strength ones, you kill it, but it's like the when we have to get the core and the hips and the
So close. So close.
Try to should the knees go forward. Yeah, it's good now. Hinge it back. Yeah. Yes, you did it. All right. And give me one more.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. Now crow.
Fuck, man. Oh. Oh, fuck, it hurts. Okay. Whew.
Take those heels together.
Ooh. What was after that? Heels and what? What was it? Heels and what? I'm doing this one.
What do you mean? Oh, if you want to go into
There's a progression after this, yeah.
so heels together, and then the progression would be to straighten the arms completely,
Ooh.
and then you know, taking your head down and then coming up into the tripod. Woo.
Okay, let me try to straighten. I'm not gonna have it, but I'll try.
At least it keeps you distracted off the hips, you know. Huh?
I need to take an ice bath. I can't really where to take one.
Come here in the morning. I swear to God, I get out and I'm numb. Like I have no feeling. I have to it takes a minute for feeling to come back, you know. I've been doing it every day for the last 10 days now. Skills. Yes. Oh.
Whew. Okay, I got the arm straight. I got the heel straight. Okay.
You can fix this. I love them. Yes. Yes. Remember last year you jumped right in the crow? The first time I told you to do it? I don't even know why you do that.
Jump in the crow?
Yeah, you did it the first time I told you to do it. You got tell things right here. Everything got if you want to drink it. We're gonna put one on there. I need to put water on it though. They're too slippery at the beginning. Believe it or not, it helps. Like, otherwise they're way too slippery. Until they get wet. And I'm right here.
I jumped from here in the crow?
Yep.
Holy shit.
I'll show you.
What was I on that
That would take that very too
shit? Was I taking? Fuck.
I think I was like running off on you.
Okay. So right here, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
I just didn't want you to go forward.
My legs go on the inside, the outside. It's not supposed to be right here, right?
Right. But still, I mean, it's just about stopping and not smashing your face. You know, let's start.
I can stop it if I jump out. I'm trying to stop and jump in. I'll try to control down first.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Good job, it's safe. You alright?
Yeah. Maybe not. Alright. Almost done.
Yep. Oh,
Got it.
nailed it. Let's see. And I won't lie on that day. You were on the you were on your own splat. So go ahead and come onto your back. Woo! So yeah, go ahead and get into your bridge real quick. So just bridge.
Oh.
Yeah, so interlace your hands and then walk the elbows, yeah. And so keep trying to walk the feet kind of back a little so you can lift up higher. Because you're trying to get your chest as high up towards your chin, not your chin towards your chest. Yeah. So keep trying to get that chest up towards the chin. And try to keep the heels down though. So it's more like you're engaged the core, press here. Now keep trying to interlace the shoulders underneath, so like almost like you're trying to, yep, there you go. Keep scooching them underneath, making them higher, coming up higher. There we go. And then slowly lower down. No. Now go ahead and come up a little bit. So we gotta open you up more in your thoracic area. And so go ahead and come back just a little. And then go ahead and start rocking back where you come all the way back onto the wheel. And then take your hands up and over you, but stay up there. So now walk your feet back towards the heel and your butt. Yeah. So let's come, walk your feet this way a little bit.
Where?
This way, towards me. And now come this way.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. That's where we're working. You think you can reach back and grab the wheel? Nope, the other way.
Oh, no, hell no. Like, grab it like that?
Mm-hmm.
No. No, no way.
Do you think, let's see, would it be